In this quick tip, we'll look at a real-world production scenario using MIDI drums or drum plugins. And we'll open up just such a program. Here's some sounds. Okay, these can be played manually or triggered by MIDI loops, such as this. Okay, so here's your straight loop. It's got no effects or anything on it. And the first thing we'll do is open up an Oxford Inflator. And to stop it from clipping, we'll push this down a little. And we'll give it a little input, effect, and curve. There we go. And let's bypass it from the top. Okay, that's a good start. Next, we're going to use the TrandsMod, or transient modulator. We're just going to play with this ratio, which can affect the transients. I'm going to pull it down or negative. It almost creates a room sound. Let's add some gain. Bypass it. Just dial that in a little more. Okay, now we can also make it tight and punchy by going positive ratio. You can see that on the meter here. Okay, let's bypass it. Okay, that's not enough. We can go even more. A little gain. There we go. Add some nice snap to the kit. And let's bypass. Okay, so now let's take the next step and add a little room sound to this. Give it some extra life. We'll open up an Oxford Reverb and put a medium room on. And we'll raise up our send level. There we go. Now since we're just working with a stereo loop, I tend to use the EQ and the reverb and pull the bottom out. I don't need the kick drum swimming around the room. Find the snare. Okay, there it is. Okay, that'll work. And let's take stock of where we are. Let's bypass everything. And that's where we started. Sometimes I'll actually add a second reverb into the sound, such as a plate, a classic plate. Got an aux send set up. Here's a second Oxford reverb, and in the emulations we'll use the EMT 140. That's more of an explosive sound. And let's just tighten up that reverb time a little bit. That's better. Pull it back a bit. Okay, that sounds good. So now we have a little room and a little plate. And once again, let's bypass everything. That's our starting point. So the TrandsMod added a little snap to the sound. The Inflator added some presence and beef. And there's our room and our plate. And there we have it. Just a few choice Oxford plugins can turn a boring MIDI drum part into something more exciting.